Fantastic. Please tell me this isn't happening again. Come on. You went through all that trouble to fix Big Team Battle. Don't let it be broken again. Hey howdy boys, welcome back. Open up please, I want to leave. So the other day I was going back through my old videos, you know, reliving the glory days of my old Minecraft videos. Back when I was funny, at my peak.
Didn't really thought they had endstone at the bottom, I was kind of getting worried. If you left click, you'll be able to hit me with your sword.
Anyway, I watched the reading a fanfic about us video. Honestly, dude, the stuff that was written in that, I didn't process how wild it was. That video was honestly a certified banger. Go watch it. But I was watching it, and it reminded me of that time back in like 9th, 10th, and 11th grade. Approach the brute chopper from the sides and the back. Damn, I wish that were me. But yeah, back in high school, my friend group just would write these disgusting, sinful, atrocious stories about each other. You can't even classify it as gross out humor. It was just an abomination. So since I'm old now, and it's been a long time since I was in high school, I don't fully remember every single story that we wrote. I do remember a story I made in, I think, 10th grade. Well, I made it in response to one that my friends Connor and Jake made about me. I don't remember what that one was, but I know I made this as a response. I was a reply girl with fanfictions. I named the story Connor and Jake's Wild Ride.
Your team has total control.
Did we win? That was it? I'm not even paying attention. All I really remember from the story was that it was like a forbidden romance, Romeo and Juliet situation. It was like Jake's mom hated Connor for some reason, and Connor's family was homophobic, which may or may not have been based in reality. Oh, we won. This game's so confusing. And it wasn't like we were just writing like one-off stories. These were multi-chapter long episodic series with character arcs and plot twists. Like, dude, imagine what we could have accomplished if we used our writing skills for good. Like, I'm pretty sure the Wild Ride story got to at least part 4. It was a Halloween special. Like, I think I had Connor dressed up as a pirate, because I remember writing all of his dialogue in, like, pirate speech. I don't remember what Jake was dressed up as, probably something stupid. I remember they shared that story with the entire class. I remember that part. In math class, there was a group of like 8 people in the back doing a group reading of it. They were invested. You know, maybe I should pick up writing again. Just fanfics, though. I could be at the top of AO3. How did I... What did I do? Did I shoot the grenade and get credit for the kill? Then there was like the road trip stories. So basically in like 11th grade, I think, our friend group really wanted to go on a road trip, like a cross-country road trip. I mean, even now, like last year, I think, we were still trying to coordinate it. You know, still nothing. Anyway, we would write these stories about like stupid shit that would happen while on the trip. And I don't know why, but anytime anybody wrote one of the stories, in every single one, somebody would die. So either somebody would die, or we would just leave them behind, like in a state on the other side of the country with no form of communication, no way to get back home. You know, maybe it's a good thing we never did the road trip. I tried to find some of these. I'm astounded that I couldn't. There were so many. Like, I think everybody in our friend group wrote at least 3, and I could not find any of them. Can I please get credit for one of my kills? I would greatly appreciate it. I don't even know how I'm in first. Oh hey, would you look at that? Someone stole my kill yet again. How many assists do I have? 7. Half of my kills have been stolen. This game's great. Can I just be left alone for once, please? I know I have the most kills, but I promise I'm shit. So, I managed to find one. Just one. The last relic. I'll get into why there's only one left in a minute. I figured we'll take a break and we'll do a story time.
It's time for a story, it's time for a story. A very special story, especially for you.
So, just a fair warning, this was written by Jacob, and he has the handwriting of a toddler with Parkinson's disease, it would seem. So this is called Love Story Time, and then in parentheses, JK, I'm not gay. Hashtag fucking Nimrod. Chapter 1. It was a dark, stormy night. Jacob was having a LAN party, or in Nick terms, LAN party. Jacob, Nick, Evan, and Cade were playing Overwatch. Connor, Steven, Michael, and Paul were playing PS4, Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Paul had to shit, so Paul went into the bathroom, came out, said, "I'm leaving." I'm sorry, I have my headphones on still. The music that's playing in the background in this menu is so hyped for the story that I'm reading. Paul then hid in the shower. Connor walked in and Paul striked like a fat kid finding a chocolate-covered Twinkie. Paul shouted, "Fuck me, daddy." Connor yelled, "Allah Akbar," and his girlfriend Hannah came out of nowhere, punched Paul in the dick, and they disappeared into the sunset. So we're off to a great start. Chapter 2. I haven't read through this full thing. This is the first time reading it, probably since you wrote it. I don't know how many chapters there are. It's only one paper, so don't worry. Chapter 2. Paul squealed like a pig. What the fuck did I do to Jacob on this day? Paul squealed like a pig and busted down Jake's living room door. He started yelling, "Fuck me, daddy." Steven yelled, "Hell nah, I gonna go back to Mexico." Is Steven even Mexican? Donald Trump busted down the door. "That's right, go over my wall, bitch." Trump pulled out a shotgun and was riding the Great Dane Luna after Steven. Nick screamed, "I'm trying to play CSGO," and then in parentheses, "even though he sucks." Paul whipped a 90-inch... He wrote 90 and then the symbol for inch, but also wrote inch. So Paul whipped a 90-inch dildo at Nick, destroying his PC. Man, this world building is fantastic. Nick started crying as I have no idea what that word is supposed to be. I'm gonna spell out the letters that I see. JUCNKTV. All over the floor, foaming at the mouth. Cade pulled out anal beads from his asshole. Michael screamed in pure terror and hid under the bed. Cade started whipping anal bead by anal bead. Paul just caught them and made a dildo out of it. A dildo swan. Chapter 3. Aren't you so invested in this cinematic universe? 'Twas the night that Paul and Cade were gonna duel. They started to fist fight to the death. Ryan jumped in and yelled, "Go Pikachu." All of a sudden, he got blasted with a shotgun. Well, that's the end of Ryan's character. Jacob was angry and told Cade and Paul to fight. They fought for hours and hours. Cade bashed Paul's head in. Chapter 4. Cade scooped Michael into his arms, saying, "I love you." Jacob wedded them right then and there. Well, at least they got a happy ending. I'm glad there's some good representation in the story. Chapter 5. That was a whole chapter, by the way. 20 years down the road, all three were found in a mass suicide consisting of 666 chanting and 2,000 people dead. The end. I think we all kind of expected when that story started that it would end with a Jonestown situation. It was kind of predictable, get better, Jacob. So while I was looking for that story, I found something else. We used to write roasts about each other. I don't think these qualify as roasts. These are just straight up hurtful insults towards each other. Like the one I wrote, the roast to end all roasts. I'm not gonna read all of them, but I like the one I wrote for Nick. Nick, literally nobody likes you. You fuck up every relationship you're in. Sick roast. Michael, you have a lot in common with Hollywood because you both have stars and drug addicts. At least people in Hollywood get away with stealing. I forgot about that. There was this thing called the STAR program that bad kids got put in. They made you shave your head for that. That's so fucking weird. But yeah, Michael stole something. I don't remember. It was a long time ago, but he got put in the STAR program, which I'm sure stood for something. Anyway, now that I've explained the joke and made it 10,000 times funnier, let's move on to something that Zach wrote. Connor, never reproduce. You look like the skinny twin of Jacob. You and Jacob combined triple everyone's sodium chloride levels for the year. And that's really it. God, there's some wholesome, friendly banter between friends. Evan, congrats on winning the Pennsylvania Pedo Lookalike competition. Nick, aka the Cancer Production Center. I feel like you don't try. Jesus Christ, Zach. Alright, anyway, back to gaming. So for this last part, I'm gonna talk about the story that made me physically ill for a full 24 hours after writing it. So if you don't want to listen to this part, I don't blame you. Skip to this timestamp. So I think I wrote this story in 10th grade, maybe 11th. The title of it was Jacob's Big Day, so you know it's gonna be good. I don't remember everything that happened in it, but the main plot was essentially Jacob came home from school one day. That was a manly scream, alright? I don't want to hear anything. So Jacob comes home from school, and his dog Luna had shit all over the floor. You can guess where this is going. And when Jacob went to clean it, I guess it like splashed up to his mouth, and he consumed it and liked it. Long story short, he starts jacking off in and with it while eating it as well. Then Luna came back into the room. Where is a single person? I have not seen anyone. Alright, I wish I hadn't seen anyone. I'm trying to tell a really wholesome story, alright? So his dog Luna comes back into the room. I don't remember fully, and I really don't want to, but seeing as how the rest of the story is gone, it wouldn't surprise me, and I think him and Luna had sex while continuing to eat it. Then at some point, his mom walks in, sees what's happening, and rightfully commits suicide on the spot. And I'm sure the story ends with Jake and his dog continuing, even with a corpse in the room. Boy, wasn't that a fun episode of Reading Rainbow. It's just standard high school boys gross out shock humor. That story was so bad, in fact, that when Jake got home in the real world, he promptly burnt the paper that it was written on, put it in a water bottle, and buried it in his backyard, where it very well might still be to this day. I remember so clearly when I wrote that, I had a massive migraine for the entire rest of the day. It sucked. I can't believe that I managed to make that. I was just in a constant state of nausea for the rest of the day. So yeah, high school was great. And then like 2 months after I graduated, my mom was like going through all of my old school supplies. I went downstairs at like 9 in the morning and I get confronted by my mom, dad, and sister all standing in the kitchen. A bunch of the stories that for some reason I kept. I don't know why. For some reason, I'm like the bookkeeper of my friend group. I have this thing called the quote book that we used for years to just write down random shit that we said. I kept the fucking fanfictions that we wrote about each other. Anyway, my family finds them. I don't know how many they read. I'm scared to ask. But it's 9 in the morning. I go downstairs and they're like, hey, what? I was just like, yeah, my friends are weird. I didn't write any of those. Why did I keep them? Fun? Anyway, then I burned all of them. Somehow this one was the only relic. I don't know why I still have it. I don't know, thankfully, during our senior year, we stopped. The closest we get anymore is when my friend Hunter draws pictures of our personas fucking each other. Don't get me wrong, big fan of those. Highlight of my month, when I get a message from Hunter and see my persona getting railed while being called a good boy. None of those words are in the Bible.